the full moon in the beginning of March, about to enter winter 74.
And they would only let Beanie sell so many records. And that was it. And they wouldn't push it no more. But Beanie, they would you couldn't be bigger than Jay-Z on Jay-Z's label.
Like, I used to have questions like why every time my album dropped, Jay would drop right on top of me. He wouldn't let me breathe or right before me, like I was always close.
Beanie Sigel's time at Roc-A-Fella was about loyalty, survival, and making a name in one of the most powerful rap labels ever. From jumping into rap battles to saving Kanye West from getting robbed, his story is full of moments that most people don't know. But what really happened behind the scenes? And why did it all fall apart?
I never understood that every single album that I dropped, Jay dropped right on top of me. And it was like, damn, like to have in-house competition at that magnitude was crazy.
Stick around to find out, and don't forget to subscribe for more crazy hip-hop stories. Beanie Sigel, born Dwight Equan Grant on March 6, 1974 in South Philadelphia, was a rising force in the hip-hop industry. His journey to fame began in 1998 when he signed with Roc-A-Fella Records after an impromptu freestyle audition that left Jay-Z and Dame Dash impressed. Almost overnight, he became a flagship artist of the label, joining the ranks of Jay-Z, Memphis Bleek, and Freeway. His style was aggressive, street-oriented, and unapologetically raw, making him one of the most respected lyricists in the game. Beanie Sigel is a Sunni Muslim, a rarely discussed aspect of his life that deeply influenced his personal struggles and career. His faith clashed with the street lifestyle he rapped about, creating internal conflicts that often surface in his lyrics. Most people know Beanie Sigel for his hard-hitting lyrics, but what they don't know is that by the time he was just 8 years old, he was already drinking lean, a mix of codeine, cough syrup, and soda. It's not something you expected from a kid, but growing up in South Philly's rough streets, it wasn't unusual. This early exposure to addiction shaped the battles he would fight for the rest of his life. His debut album, The Truth, was released on February 29, 2000.
Don't hold me back, I roll with crack. Y'all cats told Mac the rap. Y'all don't realize y'all released the beast untamed.
And marked the beginning of his meteoric rise. The album peaked at number 5 on the Billboard 200 and earned the gold certification from the RIAA, solidifying his status as one of the top rappers of the time. It featured guest appearances from Jay-Z, Scarface, and E, and had production from Kanye West and Rockwilder, among others. His aggressive flow, intricate lyricism, and street-focused narratives set him apart from many of his contemporaries, earning him widespread acclaim. Following the success of The Truth, Beanie Sigel returned with his sophomore album, The Reason, which dropped on June 26, 2001. Like its predecessor, the album peaked at number 5 on the Billboard 200, proving that Sigel's presence in the rap game was no fluke. The album featured notable tracks like Beanie, Mac Bitch,
They take over the city of Philly like John Street. Ask all y'all fiends, they call me Chef Boyardee, Beanie Crocker.
and included collaborations with Jay-Z and Freeway. The Reason was another gold-certified project, strengthening Sigel's reputation as one of the hardest rappers in Roc-A-Fella's roster. At the peak of his career, Sigel was a frequent collaborator on Roc-A-Fella's legendary posse cuts, often stealing the show. One of his most standout performances came on tracks like Do It Again, Put Your Hands Up with Jay-Z and Emil in 1999, You, Me, Him and Her from 2000, and the classic What We Do alongside Freeway and Jay-Z in 2002.
Still I cry tears of a hustler, wipe tears from my mother, pull out beers for our brothers.
His verse on Guess Who's Back with Scarface and Jay-Z in 2002 proved that he was not just another artist under the rock umbrella. He was a force to be reckoned with. By 2002, Beanie Sigel had expanded beyond solo success. He founded State Property, a Philadelphia-based hip-hop collective under Roc-A-Fella Records. The group included Freeway, Petey Crack, Young Guns, Chris and Neef, Oshino and Sparks, all of whom helped carry the Roc-A-Fella name. State Property released 2 well-received studio albums, State Property 2002 and The Chain Gang Volume 2 2003. In addition to their music, the group starred in the 2002 film State Property, which became a cult classic and showcased Beanie Sigel's influence beyond the music.
Now I got beef with Loco, beef with whoever we robbed. I still had beef with Dane, beef inside my crew, and 90 fucking grand missing.
In 2003, Beanie Sigel expanded his influence beyond music, launching the State Property clothing line. The brand was more than just apparel. It became a cultural symbol, deeply connected to the streets and the lifestyle Sigel represented. Fans embraced the line, and it was distributed in major urban retailers like Foot Locker, Jimmy Jazz, and Dr. J's, making it widely accessible to hip-hop fans across the country. State Property's baggy jeans, jackets, and signature oversized logo tees were worn by rappers and street figures alike, giving it instant credibility. At the same time, Sigel had firmly established himself as one of the most authentic street lyricists in hip-hop. His ability to paint vivid pictures of street life through unfiltered storytelling earned him comparisons to Tupac and Nas. Most people don't realize just how real Beanie Sigel was behind the scenes. There was one night at Chelsea Diner where Kanye West almost got robbed, and Beanie shut it down instantly.
So Kanye texted like, yo, niggas about to rob me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we all jumped in the van, Dane, Gunners, Beans, or whatever, and we go to Chelsea Diner, we jump out, and it's looking like a music video. The whole fucking Roc is walking up in there.
Kanye was panicking, texting for help, and within minutes, Beanie and the Roc crew pulled up like it was a movie scene. Beanie, with his Mac tucked on his waist, made it clear Kanye wasn't going anywhere, and neither was his chain. That moment wasn't just about protection. It showed how Beanie was always ready to risk everything for the people around him. But when it was his turn to need support, where was that same energy? Despite the overwhelming success of his first 2 albums and the impact of state property, Sigel faced a major hurdle when he was arrested in 2003 on federal weapons charges. This marked the beginning of a series of legal troubles that would eventually derail his career. Even though he was behind bars, he still managed to release his 3rd studio album, The Becoming, on March 29, 2005. The album debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200 and sold 131,000 copies in the first week, proving that his fan base remained loyal. The album's lead single, Feel It in the Air, became one of Sigel's most well-known tracks, an introspective and haunting song that perfectly encapsulated the turmoil he was experiencing at the time.
Something going on. I feel funny, can't tell me nothing different. My nose twitching.
The struggles were real, but his music never lost its impact, just like this story. If you're loving these deep dives into hip-hop history, make sure to subscribe for more. By 2005, Beanie Sigel was at the height of his career in terms of music, but Roc-A-Fella Records was beginning to crumble. The Dame Dash versus Jay-Z feud created instability, leaving artists like Beanie Sigel, Freeway, and Cameron caught in the middle. Jay-Z ultimately became CEO of Def Jam Records, and while some artists benefited from his leadership, others found themselves in limbo.
I was more bothered when Beans chose to go with Jay. That one hurt, because I'd done a lot and prepared. I chose State Property over Rockware, and I wanted to just roll out with State Property. But it almost like he tricked Beans to shelf him, and he fucked his life up to me doing that. But I had him. You know what I mean? Like, that was my new Jay.
State Property, which had been gaining traction as both a rap collective and a clothing brand, suffered heavily from the split. Members started pushing individual careers, and the momentum of the movement slowed. Sigel himself was caught between loyalty to Dame Dash, who had championed him from the start, and the growing power of Jay-Z, who remained Roc-A-Fella's biggest star. Unlike Freeway and Memphis Bleek, who sided with Jay-Z, Beanie Sigel was vocal about being abandoned, expressing frustration in interviews. Other Roc-A-Fella affiliates, including Dipset, Young Guns, and Petey Crack, also found themselves uncertain about their positions as the label fractured.
And people say, oh, Beans is tripping, how you gonna go at Jay? Y'all wasn't there. Y'all don't know what was said. Y'all don't know how many times Beans did shit for free. You know, how many of those artists did those State Property movies and they didn't get paid? From a Mill to Sparks, and they didn't get paid.
Although he continued to release music, his later projects did not achieve the same commercial success as his early works. His legal struggles continued to plague his career, leading to multiple prison stints and the loss of momentum. In 2010, Beanie Sigel had a very public fallout with Jay-Z, accusing him of not supporting him during his legal battles. Their once close relationship deteriorated, further distancing Sigel from the mainstream success he had once enjoyed. The decline continued in 2014, when Sigel was shot in the stomach during an altercation in New Jersey. The injury left him hospitalized and significantly weakened, further limiting his ability to perform and create music. The most devastating consequence of the shooting was the removal of one of his lungs, permanently affecting his breath control and rap delivery. This physical limitation made it difficult for him to record music at the same intensity he was once known for. Despite this, Sigel attempted to make a comeback, collaborating with newer artists and appearing in interviews where he spoke out about his determination to overcome his injuries.
I got shot in my back.
Damn.
I got shot twice in my back. Came out my stomach.
However, the industry had changed, and his ability to regain mainstream success became even harder. Many fans and peers supported him, but others saw him as a relic of Roc-A-Fella's past, further proving how drastically the rap landscape had evolved. Beyond his music, Roc-A-Fella's Philadelphia expansion wouldn't have happened without him. Sigel was the bridge between Roc-A-Fella and the Philly rap scene, paving the way for artists like Freeway, Petey Crack, and Young Guns to gain national exposure. Without his presence, state property might never have existed, and Philly's connection to the Roc dynasty would not have been as strong. His raw storytelling, rap battle mentality, and raw authenticity still resonate today. Even as mainstream hip-hop evolved into a more commercial and melodic-driven sound, Sigel's influence remains visible in artists who prioritize lyricism, street narratives, and real-life experiences in their music.
Mobbing all my life, no, I ain't seen it, it's a murder one. Playing this gonna turn to something.
His legacy is etched into the DNA of hardcore hip-hop, ensuring that his name is forever linked to the golden era of Roc-A-Fella. At his peak, Beanie Sigel was a top 5 MC in the game, standing toe-to-toe with rap's elite, while crafting classic albums, unforgettable posse cuts, and legendary battle verses. The rise was so meteoric, but the downfall was just as dramatic. His story is a reminder of how quickly things can change in the rap game. One moment, you're at the top of the industry, and the next, you're fighting for relevance amid legal battles, label politics, and personal struggles.
Jay-Z, you being real close to him at one point, how you feel about what he's being accused of?
I mean, you got people like me that don't believe it. You got other people that believe anything. You got some people that want it to be true.
His music, particularly from his Roc-A-Fella years, continues to influence newer generations of artists. Rappers like Meek Mill, Benny the Butcher, and the Griselda crew have cited Sigel as a major influence, proof that his impact is still felt in the industry. While his legal troubles and label disputes may have hindered his longevity, Beanie Sigel's contributions to hip-hop remain undeniable. If you enjoyed these details into Beanie Sigel's wild Roc-A-Fella days, hit that like button and let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you love hip-hop stories like these, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.